All right, we'll call to order the meeting. And, oh, there's Chris. Sweet.
Yeah, sorry, we had some, had to wait for a babysitter to get home,
All right,
get to our house.
6:31.
6:31 it is.
Roger.
All right. Scott not present, Amy present, Hart,
Here.
Ed,
Here.
Greg.
Here.
All right, we have quorum, pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and we need to, someone want to make the meeting amendment?
Yeah, I'll make an amendment to the meeting agenda to include two resolutions, well, one resolution and a purchasing agreement to the new business, which would be 7C and D.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, then we need to approve the November 16th.
Well,
We need to add the
Got to,
executive session
yeah, you need to prove.
from
can I ask a question?
next week too.
I just noticed this. We have two number 7s on here. So can we do 7A be no change, 7C be the resolution first, Alex? And then 7D purchase agreement. Okay, so 7C is resolution, 7A or 7D, excuse me, is the PA. And then I'll change the numbers thereafter to +1.
And then we also approve executive meeting session from, right?
Yes, number 4.
Well, but we have the one from last week too, right? The 9th.
Need to prove this one.
So first,
Yeah,
we need to approve November 16th, and then we also need to approve December 19th.
Alex, can we make those both agenda items number 4? Okay. I'll make a
Okay.
motion to approve the November 16 and 19 executive meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Then we have approval of November 16th regular meeting minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the November 16th regular, that wouldn't be the right date, would it?
Yes.
Okay, November 16th regular meeting minutes as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No old business, new business request for facade repair to 115 North Main Street. Okay,
Do you want to go first for this?
Yep.
Okay. We have a presentation. My name's Julie Bandy,
I'm Vasilis, Makris.
and we're the new owners of the Carnegie Library. We have a short presentation for you. Talk on the phone.
We did.
There it is. I can probably just discuss it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. The new name of the business is Carnegie on Main. Next. Just a real brief history. Andrew Carnegie was born in Scotland. That's why I'm pronouncing his name Carnegie. In 1835. He did become one of the most famous and wealthy industrialists and philanthropists of his time in the world. He believed that the wealthy should have a moral or obligation to promote the welfare and happiness of the common man. He did this in several ways. One of which was to donate money to open libraries. He opened 2,500 or donated money to open 2,500 libraries across globally. And he believed that with the access to books and culture, anyone could be successful if they so desired. And next. Yeah. So one of the very last Carnegie libraries built in Indiana was right here in Fortville. It opened July 3rd of 1918. And next. We are the new owners. Our vision is to preserve the original structure. We also have the desire to enrich the lives of our community and surrounding communities. Our mission for Carnegie on Main is to turn it into a cultural arts and events center. We will host receptions, corporate events, business meetings, but we'll celebrate history and culture through the arts monthly, through exhibits, performances, classes, gatherings, and podcasts. Next. And those are all the activities that we see happening at the Carnegie Library down the road. There we are. Okay, so we are back at we're at the very initial part of our project, and we're here today to discuss the improvements. We have 3 major improvements that need to be made. We're asking the redevelopment committee to consider contributing some funds toward those improvements. One is the asbestos removal, the second being the facade repair, and the last being a roof replacement.
We would like to thank the town for their interest in helping with this very worthy and historic project. And I want to thank Adam for bringing that to our attention. Believe it or not, we had no idea that this was an option for us when we purchased the building. The first thing that the town inspector found was asbestos, of course, which I had no idea. We had no idea was there. And it was in the heating system and the boiler system and all the pipes that were running in the basement. The walls and every other structure has been tested and was found to be negative. And we have accomplished the removal. We spent, we signed a contract for $4,900. We have already paid half of that, and that all asbestos has been removed, as well as the old heating system, which is now the mechanical room is now an empty space. Next one, please. So we are requesting $2,450 to pay our contractor who is waiting for the balance of his contract. Next one, please. The facade, as you all know, has reached a pretty sad state of disrepair. We were really rather surprised to find even very well-suited businesses to do this repair, turning the project down. I think it's a pretty challenging project. I have personally worked with Architectural Woods in Muncie, and they really declined politely. We had some difficulty getting quotes to do this properly. We were able to get 3 quotes, and the lowest quote was almost $6,000. That has not been started yet. We believe it's important to proceed with this aspect of the restoration because, as you know, the facade is, as you can see, the facade is open to the weather, and it's going to be a very challenging project to finish. And if it's allowed to deteriorate further, it will only make it more expensive. And that has not been started yet. And the third thing that we would like to request funding for is the roof. The current roof is just a asphalt shingle roof, and it's aged. We don't see any active leaks at this time, but we believe that the look of the building is not period correct with what is up there now. And it appears that the roof is in its last years of service. And would like to address this problem appropriately prior to it becoming a bigger problem where decking and other things will have to be replaced, which is still may happen, but I don't think it's going to be an extensive repair. We have done some research, and we feel that the best way to replace this roof, the best material to replace this roof would be something that looks like slate, because that would be a very period correct improvement to the building, and I think would enhance the appearance of the building, and it would last for a very long time. Those are the 3 major projects we are requesting funding for this year, and if the town is agreeable, we'll be back for more improvements.
Next. And that's it. Thank you for your consideration. Do you have any questions for us?
You say the roof is slate or it'll be imitation slate?
It will be metal.
It'll be a metal
Metal
roof
roof.
looking like slate.
Yes, and the roofs that this company we've seen from this company are incredible, and you would never know unless you climbed it.
Now, is this just going to be a business for you, or are you going to live there too?
No, we're not going to live there. It's a business.
The other question I have is, Alex, does our current facade program include remediation of asbestos, or are we limited to the outside physical facade?
We believe the building is asbestos-free at this moment.
I was asking council about, I was under the impression that we were only able to fund projects that were related to facade and the physical outside structure.
We were told.
That's correct.
That's correct?
Okay.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so basically the facade program is only for the physical look of the exterior for the preservation on Main Street.
Oh.
So because the asbestos remediation lied within the confines of the building, I don't think that's eligible under the program.
Okay, but we were told that any code improvements or any safety issues would be eligible, but
Sure.
if that's not the case, we understand.
I think we've got counsel on Zoom with us. I think he's looking into that to get us a greater answer. That was the only question I had.
Alex, do you have a answer for that question?
I'm pulling up the ordinance. I'll confirm,
Okay.
but I believe Hart's understanding is correct, but I'll pull it up.
Okay,
So,
Thank you.
well, if I think, Chris, you have something?
I do. Hi, Julie. I have a couple questions, if it's okay.
Yeah.
To piggyback off the facade, the front exterior, is the portion over the roof or over the front door, is that the only thing that's in need of repair? I know that was what was shown in the pictures.
Well, that appears to be the emergency,
Okay,
and we're trying to not allow decay to continue if possible. And I'm certain as we get into the project further, there'll be more improvements that will need to be made. There's some settlement on a number of staircases around the building and but we're not here for that at this time. We're not prepared to discuss any of that.
so those numbers that we saw were just for that arch
Yes.
over the
correct,
front door?
Yeah.
Okay.
correct.
Secondly, in regards to the roof replacement, at one time, yeah, Julie, you and I talked and you guys were thinking of adding on or proposing to add on. I don't know if that's still the case, and we're not here to discuss that, but I do think of that in regards to the roof because it'll probably affect the roof in the future. And if you go to put, I think one of those estimates was 69,000. The other ones were half of that. So say you put 35 into it, how much of that will be affected if you do add on? Or do you have a clear answer on that, or is that still in the cards
Our
to
goal-
add on?
Our goal is to leave the roof intact when we do the addition in the back of the building
Okay,
and not to use that roof for support or anything else. It will be a freestanding structure that will be tied into the existing building, but our goal is to leave the roof as is.
okay. I don't think I have anything else.
So then, without the asbestos,
$20,431.
the ask is, that's what I just did the math, old school.
Is that would be our portion?
Yeah, that would be
$20,431.
half of that. And we have 40
Oh,
remaining for this year. Right. It says 40 under pledged. I'm confused,
That's just budgeted, right?
but okay. Well, on the other ones, it's how much we've pledged to pay.
But I mean, we can tap into the entirety of the fund.
Right, but we'd have to,
Sure.
money, so I think we'd have to do a motion if we do need to move money. Cause yeah, it has here that 40 grand on remaining commitment, but it's in 2024.
Do you want to table this while he researches that?
Do we have any outstanding bills on the facade program coming up?
No, we do not. So
So is it 40 what we have left? For this year.
Yeah, so the original that was put up was 75,000. And you've pledged 40,000. So you have 35,000 available. Of the original 75,000 that was put in for 2023.
So if we do approve this and we do have funds,
Yeah.
I'd be willing to make a motion.
Do it.
Okay, I will make a motion that we provide $22,881 for the asbestos facade and roof pending compliance with the current ordinance by way of council. And if the asbestos cannot be funded by the RDC, then same motion, approve $20,431 for facade improvements and the roof replacement.
Second that?
I will second that.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, we're good.
Welcome to town. Thank you.
very much. Thank you.
yeah, good luck to you.
Thanks.
you.
Yeah, pretty sure it's not. If it is. Where's my agenda? Sorry. Okay.
I might be able to shed some light on it. There was never an ordinance or resolution that was formally passed on the parameters of the program. However, there were at multiple times different provisions that were made into the program through motions. So to the best of my knowledge and what's on that list, as you stated, interior modifications were excluded. So the bottom line is you would have as a board, if you wanted to change course and broaden that, you could do that as well. It's not like it's etched in stone, but at the same time, to be fair, it's not written in an ordinance, but yes, it excluded interior work. It was just exterior improvements.
Thank you.
I would personally say that if we want to change that, that is something we would do next year and we would be consistent throughout 2023. Would be, just to be fair to all of the businesses, would be my opinion on that. But I am not the only person here.
And I won't be here next year, so my opinion doesn't matter.
So Adam, do we need to do any?
No, the motion's been made and
Yeah.
it's clear enough anyway.
Okay. All right. Confused, but all right, that's fine. Okay, so the next is,
So what we did is we approved the motion pending legal review. So if he comes
Okay.
back and says that subsequent motions did X, Y, Z, exactly what Adam said, then they're just not
Then-
eligible for the $2,400.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it'll sort itself out.
okay, cool. All right, the next is marketing proposal for Broadway businesses impacted by roadway construction.
Good evening, I'm Amanda McAlarney. Do you all have the proposal?
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, I own Amanda McAlarney Social Media Management. You probably don't know me personally, but I have been working for Denver's Garage in Fortville since prior to their opening in June of 2020. And I've also been the social media manager for St. Thomas the Apostle Church in Fortville for the past 6 years. So I'm very familiar with Fortville. Fred Fence is a good friend of mine, obviously, and he recommended that I submit a business proposal to you fine folks due to the Broadway construction that began last summer and has inhibited the growth and income of the Broadway businesses. So this is a quick proposal. The implementation of Reels for Facebook and Instagram, which is under the umbrella of Meta, has increased engagement. They developed the Reels to compete with TikTok. And TikTok, as you all know, has its own course of issues. However, the target demographics for Fortville includes primarily Facebook and then some of Instagram, but primarily Facebook is where the target demographics for Fortville would be, and those Broadway businesses and the downtown businesses. So the shorts and the reels, so those short 15, 20, 30-second videos that you see pop up on your news feed are the future of Meta and TikTok, and they expect those to grow in 2024. So I propose a social media campaign that includes a reel promoted on the town of Fortville sites, which includes Facebook and Instagram. It would effectively convey Broadway Street and associated businesses are open and accessible. In the post-road construction, I understand obviously that road construction is far from complete. However, the fact that we have two-way traffic and the businesses are accessible is a significant win for these local businesses. So increase awareness of Fortville businesses to neighboring communities, specifically Fishers, Geist, and Noblesville, to get those people to come our way, spend their disposable income here, and encourage local businesses to share and promote the social media campaign. Facebook allows you to do $200 a day. So if you do a 12-day campaign at $200 a day, that's $2,400. That would anticipate a reach of 22.7 to 65.6 thousand accounts per day. The reel creation, design, edit, promotion, roughly be $25 an hour, 9 hours. Quite a bit of editing can go into that, and my payment would be $225 for a total estimated expense of $2,625. So to move forward, approval of this proposal, take 3 to 5 days for me to put together the reel, depending on my anticipation when submitting this in October was to get some really pretty pictures. The sunsets, you know, you have seen those really pretty pictures that people have posted. Then I was going to do in December, like the Christmas pictures, but we're kind of past that point. So I'll have to get a little bit creative on how to really draw those target demographics in from Fishers and Geist, but can definitely do that. Once the reel's approved, assist the Fortville town social media manager with promotion if needed. I think it's really critical that it comes from the town of Fortville's page. And then I can become a temporary admin, get that started, and then immediately remove myself from that if that's something that's preferred. Campaign would run for 12 days. And then, of course, one of the nice things about Meta is they have incredible analytics. So on the back end, you would get the analytics on how much was spent, how many people were reached per day, and in what target demographic those were. We can specify all that. So you're looking at, you know, exactly how many people were reached. So those numbers all come at the conclusion of the reel, the promotion. What questions do you have?
I personally don't feel that Facebook's a place to promote businesses. I think this is a project that should be supported by the businesses instead of the town. It's my opinion.
Understood.
Anyone else have comments?
I mean, I'm all for it. You know, this is, you know, starting to go down that right track of what I've been trying to push for a little bit of time here. You know, I think it's a start. Somebody has a very strong marketing background. Excuse me. If I were going to be here in the future, but I'm not. One thing to consider, you know, would be some of those KPIs that you're going to target. Any kind of A/B testing. You know, because what I'm seeing here, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's one singular reel. There's not any kind of A/B or anything.
Yeah, singular reel at this time.
Yeah, so I'd like, you know, I'd be interested in seeing some of that. I'd be interested in seeing some of the, you know, outside of the proprietary side, but, you know, what you intend to target, you know, what your demographics are, if you're trying to, you know, target people that transit through Fortville daily, if we're trying to get, you know, people that live in Fishers, but come down here. I mean, but, you know, those are building blocks, and you got to start with something to get your data set before you can grow. So
Yeah, ideally, especially as you with Fox Garden and all those, you want people, so 21 and older would be a target demographic, and it would primarily be based initially on education and income. And we're able to target that within the Meta platform. And the reason for that is currently with the state of the economy, those those people still have disposable income. They still have the ability to go out to dinner, still have the ability to go to the wine garage and buy drinks, that kind of stuff, afford babysitters, all those kind of things. So we're seeing the economy really take its toll on that lower middle class. And so by targeting the higher educated and those with the higher income, you're going to be able to get those with the disposable income. So we're not dispersing these funds to people who just don't have the means to come here and spend their monies.
Now, you said it's gonna be on the town's account, so will the town retain the data? Are you doing any kind of lead capture, or is it just brand awareness?
No, there will be lead capture. I can do that. But yes, it would be through the town site.
Okay, yeah, and that's another thing, you know, with like Winterfest and Summerfest, you know, Winterfest had a huge turnout. I mean, these are, you know, starting to put that database together of targets to get more commerce here.
Once you understand your target demographics and locations and how to make Fortville in the future a destination location, you know, and get people driving in for the weekend, similar to what Brown County is, I think that's definite consideration, and looking at a virtual, you know, visitors bureau. I mean, there's so much,
Yeah.
it's limitless, honestly.
Gotta start somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did I understand you that you're just gonna promote the over 21 businesses?
No, but typically the people under 21 don't have the disposable income to come in and enjoy the businesses. So anybody can come in, you know, but chances are those demographics who would be 21 and younger don't have that income. So we want to target those who are 21 and older, particularly those with a higher education who have the disposable income.
My question is, do we need to open this up for other proposals?
Well, I would say that's up to you all as to how you'd want to proceed on that. We do have, a number of years ago, the RDC at the time pledged $5,000 for marketing efforts in the town. And we had paid about $2,200 at one point. I think they were for folders, brochures, things of that nature. So there's technically about 2,700 that's left. And just to be on the safe side, we wanted to run this by you, since this particular RDC had never really weighed in on marketing one way or the other. So wanted to get your thoughts. So bottom line is it's up to you as to how you want to proceed.
Right, I'm not opposed to it. I just feel like if we're hiring someone to contract out work, that we're opening that up to people to submit proposals for that work, correct? Isn't that the standard practice?
Yes, Amy. So the distinction here, you do have more flexibility, as Adam mentioned, because this is for a service as opposed to a capital project like a road, street project, sidewalk, something like that. So when the law allows when the town to bid out or proceed with services contracts as the town sees fit. So certainly nothing wrong, like you said, to put a little competition into, on the table for this service and put it out for bid. Maybe other folks bid, maybe no one does, and you can proceed. Or if you feel what's being presented is reasonable, you can certainly move forward with no legal issues.
You know, we was talking prior to this meeting about promoting Fortville with a service. To me, this service is not what we really were thinking of. We're more promoting the town and the businesses. It's what we want to promote. So
Another thing, because I've seen a handful of these, the cost ratio of ad spend versus time allotted. A lot of times you'll see companies that you know, they'll say that they're gonna do $200 a day, but they only spend $100 a day on that. And so that extra $100 a day, that $1,200 is actually a service income to that provider.
Right.
So you know, what I previously set aside about going more in depth with it, you know, I think the cost spend here is good. And the fact that you're willing to be transparent and show, you know, what was spent and what the data results were, I'm all for it.
To clarify, with it being run through the town of Fortville's page, the payment would come through the town of Fortville. So therefore, any monies that weren't spent
Yeah.
wouldn't ever be taken out of the account. So I would never see that transfer of funding. It would just be an invoice from me for my work's done.
That's even better.
So by running it through the town of Fortville's page, there's none of that transfer of money. There's no question of, you know, that additional payment that you often never see. If Facebook doesn't make the $200 a day, then you're not charged that. And the invoices
Yeah.
would come through the town of Fortville's associated email address.
And then one last thing with that, am I correct that the creative license would stay with the town of Fortville?
That's correct.
So if it outperformed anything we've ever seen, we would be able to then continue to run that ad on our
course.
terms.
Absolutely, yeah. So all the businesses that I work for, they retain everything that I've done for them. I don't copyright anything.
So we would have rights to the reel,
Yes.
basically. Okay. I'm sitting here listening to everybody and I could go either way on this. I do own a business in town. I don't have a storefront. The road construction is very hard for everybody. I'd lie if I said, you know, if I didn't say, I'd said a few cuss words crossing Broadway, getting the kids to school, et cetera. But, to Amy's point, I don't think I'm interested in hearing out anybody else as far as bidding it out. Amanda's being very transparent with us, and at $25 an hour, seems to be very, very reasonable and fair with us. It's a very low hourly rate for a business owner, but I guess at the end of the day, I'm good for it. I'm good with this proposal.
I just have one other question before there.
Absolutely.
What is I get the target audience, but in a 20-second reel, what is the breakdown of what businesses are included in this? 20 seconds is not very long for all of the businesses impacted by the construction. So I guess what is your vision for breaking that down across which businesses get highlighted and what does that look
Yeah.
like?
Originally, back in October when I was contemplating this, I had a different vision than probably what I do now. And then Winterfest obviously had a different vision than I do now. My vision is to take pictures of the businesses, of the people, to make this tangible, someplace that people want to come, someplace people want to be, to give, when people watch this reel, I want to go there. That looks really cool, really eclectic, fun place to be. And that's what Fortville is. So in a 20-second reel, you can do a number of different pictures. So my idea is to do a number of different pictures and then put it to music. So there's a lot of different music you can put that's doesn't require copyright associated on Meta. So I would get pictures of the businesses. That can include the downtown businesses. I'm not opposed to that. They're impacted just like, anybody else is. That Broadway, the heart of the town, being closed has affected businesses on the north and the south substantially. So I'm not opposed to including those businesses, and I can certainly do it on a 20-second reel. That's at your all's discretion. I'm willing to do that. I'm capable of doing that.
And to your point, the competition, I hope this spurs more competition, right? Because this is kind of what we've been talking about, visit.
Yeah,
Fortville.
yeah.
And so if this is,
I'm okay with
the catalyst for that.
concept and the plan of doing it. I just want to make sure that if the town is spending money on this, that we're being equitable to all of the businesses that are impacted by the construction. And that, we are making sure that we are doing any sort of due process as far as making sure that we're giving people an equal chance to propose. So I'm okay if we want to start with this, I just think that if this is something that we're going to continue, that we should look at getting proposals from more than one person. I think the construction is happening now. Businesses really struggle in January, so I don't think that this is necessarily a bad time to do this. But I just think as we're looking into the future, we may want to get ideas and, from other people and other proposals too.
I think I would encourage you guys to consider, other proposals as well. I think you'll find mine incredibly transparent and rather fair at $25 an hour. I'm an RN by education, left nursing to stay at home with my children, and met Fritz and Carl and was doing some non-for-profit work. And that's how I got into this. And I've just learned along the way. So the $25 an hour is because I can, and I'm here
Yeah.
to help. So
For sure, and I think that that's a completely fair rate. Again, I just want to make sure that it's equitable to all of the businesses that are being
course.
impacted.
Yeah.
Especially as an employee of one of those
understood.
businesses also that we're
Yeah.
making sure that this is for everyone and not one business in particular.
Also, I just wanted to address Ed's comment really quickly that this is a separate effort from the larger economic development issues that we've talked about at previous meetings. This is really more related to business retention along the Broadway corridor, especially as affected by the roadway reconstruction. So two separate things.
Right, yeah, the north side is completely shut off right now. Essentially, so.
Back to the businesses that you'll highlight. I assume you'll put emphasis on the retail businesses in lieu of the towing business and
The tire shop.
no, the tire shop, you should definitely highlight the tire shop. Okay,
Each business would have equal time in the room. I would break it down as to not show favoritism.
there's nothing wrong with the towing business. I don't think they're hurting though.
That makes sense. All right, well then, any other comments, questions? We good for a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the estimated expense of $2625. That's $2,625 to social media management. Amanda
McAlarney,
McAlarney. Thank you
you're welcome.
for advertising and marketing of Fortville businesses.
Oh, really?
What?
Ed, are you gonna second?
No, he's gonna,
Will you do it?
what?
Are you gonna vote? Are you gonna vote yes? Okay, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yeah. Opposed?
Aye. Thank you.
All right, thanks. All right, then we need, next is the resolution. Which. we have
Do
the
you
number.
want me to give a heads up for this? It'll be 12A.
Well,
12A.
Yep.
And then Alex sent us all an email. Alex, do you want to handle that or?
Give you the head. Yeah, so as we discussed in the executive session, and is on the agenda, the RDC and also the council are interested in acquiring 124 East Stat Street. Joe Renner and I met with the owner, one of the owners, Scott Brown, about the proposed acquisition. We, through that, the negotiation, arrived at a price that was within what I believe to be the window or the range that the RDC was comfortable with to acquire the property. To do so, this process requires a resolution that's before you that allows for a purchase agreement that you also have there for review to be entered into and ultimately pay more than the average of the two appraisals that the town got for the property. My opinion is this is within what the law contemplates and allow, and this resolution would just memorialize and check the statutory box to allow the town to move forward with finalizing the purchase agreement that you have before you, in the substantive form. If it changed in any back and forth, the terms of that agreement that we would need to bring back in front of you, we would, but otherwise the resolution would allow Scott Meyer as president of the RDC, myself, Joe Renner, also then the secretary, and I believe the treasurer, is that right? Anyway, the RDC members to take action necessary to finalize the acquisition.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 12 alpha as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed?
Alex, can Amy sign as president or she sign vice president, leave the vacant?
She can sign as vice president, that's fine. And, it just takes a majority of the members as we have. President doesn't have to sign that resolution.
Awesome, thank you.
I make a motion that we adopt real estate purchase agreement as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, everybody. We will let the sellers know, the Browns know, get them a copy of the purchase agreement for review. I'm not sure if they're represented by council or not. I believe they're in Florida. I'm not sure for how long, but they said they'd have computer access and whatnot. So hopefully by the time we meet again in January, this transaction will be pretty far down the line and hopefully close to closing.
Alex, any executory duties for us on the purchase agreement or just nothing to do right now? Okay.
Nothing to do right now. Yep. I just wanted you to see that as it was referenced in the resolution and to make sure you had the opportunity to review the terms. It's very similar, if not identical, to purchase agreements that we've used in the past when the RDC has acquired property. So nothing new. It should look very familiar. Chris, might be the first time you've had a chance to lay eyes on it, but it's in form with what we've used in the past. But I wanted you to be able to take a look at that before we shared it with the sellers and started negotiating the final terms.
Alex, did you want to add in your, the comment on the asbestos real quick if they want to head out?
Oh, yeah. I emailed you all back to the Façade program. I pulled up what Adam referenced, the notes and kind of the initial terms and thoughts for the program back in 2019 it was. I think we were still in Zoom mode, or 2020. Anyway, it doesn't look like we discussed that it would include the type of interior projects for asbestos removal, or it said electrical upgrades were things that would be excluded. And in my mind, Chris, and you're in this line of business, I think asbestos removal is kind of similar to the electrical upgrades of the type of interior things that the program was not contemplating covering.
Okay. So not included. Cool.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, review of financials.
Yeah, real quick on that. I just wanted to clarify, I had some more time to look at the facade repair program funds. So what's written under the commitment is RDC facade repair program, non-allocated funds. Of the original 75,000, you have $40,135 left minus the 20,431 that was just allocated here tonight for this project. So.
Okay.
I just want to clarify that now that I have more time.
Cool. Thanks.
And then, yeah. That's it for me on financials.
I make a motion that we approve the financials as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? All right, invoices. We have,
You want to do them individually or all together?
say we do all together, unless anyone has questions about any of them.
No objection.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve Horizon Medical Products, Bose, McKinley, and Evans. They have two in here. And the last one is, the last one is Landworx Engineering, and there's one more, I guess. No, that's it. So them four.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Public comments. Public. Staff comments,
Nothing for me.
board comments. Anyone like to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:23.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Hi.
Oh. Sweet.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Thanks,
All
Alex.
right. Happy New Year, everybody. Hart, it's been great serving with you or having you serve and working with you.
Appreciate it, Alex. Thank you.